Alright, last days of homework for the week. Alright, come on, awesome 6th graders. Let's do our homework. Okay, you should get everybody on YouTube, you know. Maybe I'll give like a shout out or something. Tell other kids, be like, hey, yo, do your homework. Alright, anyways, let's go to question number 7. It says determine the area of the figure. Now notice in the figure, it is not exactly one figure here. There are several figures shown. So, to help myself see, I'm going to highlight the first shape I see. Oh, maybe I should outline that one. Okay, and here I see a trapezoid. And remember, I know it's a trapezoid because I only see one set of parallel lines. These two on the side are not, because eventually they're going to come up and they're going to intersect. So they are not parallel. Remember, parallel lines are two lines that are never going to touch. All right, so I'm first going to find the area of my trapezoid. So I need to do some labeling first. Well, here I know, because we're going to pretend you have your math chart out. Make sure you have it in front of you. The formula for a trapezoid, remember, it does say on your math chart that you're going to multiply by a half, but I like to say divide by 2. Okay? Same thing. Multiplying by a half will get you the same solution as when you divide by 2. Okay? We know we're going to take base 1 and add base 2. Remember, the bases are our two parallel lines, so be careful with that. The bases are your two parallel lines. Then, after you add the bases, as always, you're always going to do base times height in every formula. And then, in a trapezoid, we're going to divide by 2. So, I'm going to label my bases first. Since I see my set of parallel lines are here, I'm going to label 12 as base 1. And I'm going to label 18 as base 2. Alright? Now, something is a little off about my height, because 8 is the height of the entire shape. I just want the height of the trapezoid. So I have to do a little bit of thinking here. If I know this whole length here is 8, and the rectangle takes up 5 of that, I know that 8 minus 5 is 3. Therefore, I know then that the height of my parallelogram, I'm sorry, not my parallelogram, my trapezoid is 3 miles. And I'm going to label this height. So I had to kind of go in and figure some stuff out. Not always my numbers are not going to be pretty and just given to me. Okay? So, now that I have all the pieces I need to the area of my trapezoid, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in to solve. So I'm going to write area equals base 1 is 12 plus base 2, which is 18. My height, which is 3. And then I know I'm going to divide by 2. Okay? Well, I'm going to kind of come over here and do some math. The first thing I'm going to do is 12 plus 18. So 12 plus 18 is 30. Then the next step I'm going to do is after I add, I'm going to multiply the entire base, both the bases, by my height. So I'm going to take 30 and I'm going to multiply it by 3. And I get 90. Then the last step is to take the 90 and divide it by 2. So I'm going to erase this. And now I can see that 2 goes into 9 4 times, because 2 times 4 is 8. And then 2 goes into 10 5 times. And since I zeroed out, I can now stop. So the area of just my trapezoid is 45 miles squared. But I am not done yet. I still have another shape that I need to calculate the area for. So I'm going to erase. And I'm going to look at my second shape here. And I see my second shape is, oops, sorry, I had an eraser there, is a rectangle. And rectangles are easy. I like rectangles. I know rectangles are base times height because every shape we find area for in 6th grade, we originate from the rectangle, base times height. So this one's pretty easy to see. I'm still going to go and label. I can see my base is 18. So I'm going to label that base. And I can clearly see my height here. My height is 5. And it's pretty simple. Now all I have to do is go in and multiply 18 times 5, and I now have the area of my rectangle. So I'm going to go ahead and do that over here. 18 times 5. I know 5 times 8 is 40. And 5 times 1 plus 4 is 9. So 18 times 5 is 90. And I'm not going to forget to put my unit, which is miles squared. So now that I've calculated both areas, I now know the area of my trapezoid is 45 miles squared, and the area of my rectangle is 90 miles squared. So my last step would be to find total area. Well, to find total area, the last thing I would need to do is take 45 plus 90. So I'm going to take 45 plus 90. And I see that I get 135 miles squared. And that would be my total area. So on number 8, you're going to actually find 2 different rectangles, and you're going to find the area of both rectangles, and then you're going to find the total area, which means after you break up the shape, you're going to find the area of rectangle 1, then you're going to find the area of rectangle 2, and then you're going to add the 2 up to find your total area. Be ready, you have studied all of this tomorrow because you're going to come in and do your homework check. Remember, we're not going to answer questions during the homework check because you should be doing your homework. All right, see you later.